We don't do that. We talk about how do you tell the truth? How do you tell the truth? And you can't write poetry and not tell the truth, or else it's not poetry. And I can't get up here and talk to you about overdose and not talk about the economic system that controls this city and that controls what happens in this city. I can't get up here and tell you that I believe in harm reduction and I believe in ending overdose, but I don't care about the housing crisis, or I don't care about people that can't afford to pay their bills, or that I don't care that whatever it is, there's like 25% poverty in Newark, Ohio. And then when you do this ALICE figure, which is something the United Way came up with, which is like how many people actually can't pay their bills, then you get to like 60% in Newark, Ohio, when you add the ALICE numbers together and the poverty numbers together. So this poem is called Letter on Ambivalent Belonging. And I have to tell you that this is a poem written to friends of mine that are no longer with us, written to folks that have died. But the character in this poem I knew from the homeless outreach and from the emergency warming shelter at Holy Trinity Lutheran Church. Shout out Holy Trinity Lutheran Church, the only church that opened its fucking doors for people. Sorry, I'm swearing right in front of the church people. Yeah, anyway, I can't do it. So I'm shouting these people out. My dear, dear friends, and this is for a poem for a guy named Robert Bay, who was hit and killed on his bicycle on 21st and Main. Just riding his bicycle, hit and run, killed. Part of the community around here, Robert Bay. My dear, dear friends, you won't believe, or maybe you will, precisely the kind of shit that happens around here. Probably good that you didn't live long enough or stray far enough to see for yourself firsthand. A guy named Robert. He was younger than me, but he looked a whole lot older. A tough life on the street, I guess. He was on his bike on 21st Street in West Main. Someone hit him from behind. Hit and run. Life flighted out, died a week after. I knew him a little bit, at least enough to say hello. He had these eyes that looked right through you. Kind of like a character in a novel by Dostoevsky. He probably had some trauma, maybe meth, maybe booze, almost certainly mental health issues. But who doesn't have mental health issues these days? All I know is he was super peaceful. It felt good to be around him, even with all that camo that he wore. Oh, and those eyes that looked right through you. Related to this, I've been meaning to tell you about the city council. I guess they're like any city council, by which I mean they couldn't give two shits about 90% of the people that they represent. I live in the 7th Ward, which has a lot of drugs and poverty, but not nearly as bad as the 1st or 2nd wards. There's a kind of tacit agreement between the folks on the city council. It's like some weird brotherhood. It's almost like a regression in time. Make America great again. Get back to some unimaginable, fictional beginning woven through with a story about nationhood. Rosa, if you were here, you'd probably lose your mind. Zoning, housing, gentrification, vagabondage, laws against needle exchange. Seriously, in 2024, laws against needle exchange. Remember that Dead Kennedy song, Kill the Poor? Yeah, I guess we should figure out some kind of like acoustic version and play it at the next city council meeting. There's one woman on the council. I'm not going to say her name, but there's only one woman on the council, so you can probably figure it out. She literally told my students on camera that giving out Narcan, fentanyl, and fentanyl testing strips, and clean needles was enabling people. Spreading addiction. When they showed me the footage, I said, yeah, I guess that's spreading, I guess that's enabling people. It's enabling people not to fucking die. I don't know, I miss you. I miss more than you. I miss the way things were back then, the way things used to seem. I have this headache, this jaw ache, this finger ache, this soul ache. I'm constantly at war with my feelings. Ashamed of the fact that I judge the people on my street for their poverty. for their rusted out cars, for their bad taste in music, all the crazy shit they drag out into their yards. I don't understand it. But at the same time, I love these people. I love these poor people on my block, especially their kids who don't care about cars. They run right in front of you, man. They're crazy, right? I guess that makes me no or less fucked up than everyone else around here. More or less fucked up than everything else around here. Turning away continually, a hop, skip, and jump from a hit and run. I love you, like that corny 70s song, always and forever. I hope things are at least a little less obscure. Life and essence coming together there where you are, in the land of infinite sun.